architects, barbers, even cosmetologists, entrepreneurship and knowledge, bringing all of this. Hey.
Welcome to Beyond the Chairs. My name is Ericka Chancellor, your host, and today we have in the house Rhonda O'Neil and her PR lady,
Jenea Jones. I am head of media marketing for Beyond the Combs Academy.
Okay, here we are. Welcome, ladies.
Hi.
Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me. Us here.
Looking forward to all this greatness that's exploding via, this COVID period.
Of course,
God.
yes.
In pandemic.
For bringing the COVID up. Thank you for bringing the COVID up. What are we gonna do? So I just got an email from one of my coworkers, and she's like, Ericka, listen to this. So it sounds like Governor Gavin is putting together a special team that he's gonna use to come into the barbering and cosmetology salons.
Oh, wow. I love that.
Governor Newsom's doing a lot. He's doing a lot. I like what he's been doing.
Put together a special team.
And it's needed.
Well, he did that for the union. He did that for the entertainment industry, and we've been working with him.
Okay.
In doing that. I think a couple of weeks ago we aired it.
Oh.
So it's very much needed.
I don't know.
Part of that.
So is it coming through with support of funds or?
I hope you're a part of that team because it will help to shed light so that people can understand who we really are, and as far as the salons are concerned.
I don't know.
I don't see him doing that. That's what I was saying. Is it for funds or exactly what piece of legislation is coming through?
I have a different outlook on it.
Take on it?
Okay, so an inspector for a state board of barbering and cosmetology, one of the requirements is law enforcement experience. So you see that we've already been having problems with law enforcement, and so now you're going to allow them to move out of a public serving position, which is law enforcement, and go to another public serving position with the same attitude.
Well, that's why we need to be
a problem.
At the table. You don't know because we don't know what this piece looks like.
I think it'll be a positive thing because when Gavin came into the entertainment industry and put the board together, put the team together, it helped. It helped to organize what we need to be doing and how we need to do it, and I think that's what it'll do for the
inspectors,
industry.
because that's specifically what they're hiring them for, inspectors. And what the inspectors usually do, they usually come into our salons and inspect everything that's going around. They should have a positive attitude. There should not be prejudgmental before they come in. So a lot of these things are going to be on the table.
Just
when it
like
comes
everything,
to
we got to look and watch and make sure your business is handled when they do come through.
Of course, definitely.
You're an inspector, right?
I am not an inspector, you guys.
Okay, you're not an
Please
inspector.
do not put me in that category.
Okay,
They'll be looking for you.
I am not an inspector. The reason why I don't even think that inspection is even necessary is because we've been educated on this. And I think inspection usually should only be done when you have an issue with the place. Nobody should be busting up in your place and you're running your salon and you're paying all of your permits and all of that stuff. I don't think you should be running in there with prejudgmental differences, within your head.
I can
a
see
lot
that
of times
they're not there all the time.
Exactly, and even one moment of coming in to inspect.
Yeah, it leaves room for a hiccup. You already know.
Yeah.
Your place is.
And I know a lot of people that have been affected by inspectors coming in, and just because they set their clipper down on the counter and opened the door for the inspector,
and there they were.
Now you marking me up for a clipper.
There they were.
But I think progressively with all that we're doing to be better, get things in line and move forward, I believe we need to have everything in place so that it is a positive movement forward.
Yes.
Either way.
I agree with that.
And
maybe not necessarily law enforcement prerequisite. Maybe working in the business prerequisite. Maybe a hairstylist that's worked in the business for years should be coming in to judge another salon.
But these are good points to bring up to the governor's office.
To be a part of the team.
But if you've already started your hiring process, you already have your mindset, you haven't changed any of those things, our voices are still not being heard in that area. I just want to let that out there.
Governor,
but
you hear us. We love you.
Governor,
let's do this.
Governor,
they love you, but we
doing,
working on it.
Yeah, we need.
We working on it.
We need to be able to be a voice. Yeah.
Yeah, we do in those areas because as far as hairstylists, we have never had a voice. All they do is collect our money, and then enforce fines on us.
So here you are. That's your.
That's why my podcast is here. That's why Beyond the Combs Academy is gonna be here. Because we're gonna be representing.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so that's enough of the pandemic. That's my rattle on. Cause let's see what we have for you, Miss Rhonda.
Yes.
So, do you think it's important to take your business beyond the chair?
Oh wow, yes, definitely. Growing up in Houston, I've been in LA for about 30 years now. I'm telling my age.
Okay.
And I used to have a salon in Houston, and I loved it for about 10 years. Once I moved here, I got into the entertainment industry, and some people from Houston decided to call me. They started calling me, Rhonda, what are you doing? Other hairstylists. Tell me how I can do that even in Houston.
Okay.
So I started trying to think about it and telling them to start doing what I did even in Houston. I would go to the radio stations. I would go to the news shows and ask them, do you need a hairstylist?
Mm.
So there are other things that we can do besides being behind the chair. And that is another reason why I wrote a book called Beyond the Combs, similar to your Beyond the Chair. And it was also for the reasoning behind what you're doing, what you're talking about. We can do so many things. We can do hair on TV shows, on cable shows. There are so many platforms now.
Yes.
If you're in a small town, you can go to the preachers. You can do, their wives and the celebrity athletes. There's so many other avenues of making money in this industry, especially as you get older. Mm-hmm. You may not want to always be behind the chair. Mm-hmm. New moms.
Yes.
Moms want to have avenues of not having pregnant women, pregnant ladies. They wanted to do not always be standing, so do other things besides being behind the chair. Right.
So you said you would go to the news?
Yeah, I went.
The places where they were filming the news?
In Houston.
Y'all
so
listen?
This is not just this is not just Hollywood. You don't have to just do it in Hollywood. I would go to the news outlets and ask the news people, because most of them, they do their own hair. And once I got here, I started doing hair on news shows. Then I'm practicing now, so this is good. Let me see, where did I go?
Pick back up.
I would go to the news shows and I would ask them, because a lot of the news people would do, news reporters did their own hair, and I would do it for free. I had no idea once I got here this is what I'll be doing, but I did it there, as well as I used to do the hair for the Miss Black Houston and Miss Black Texas and the Miss Texas pageant. So there are pageants. There are so many things that you can do other than be in Hollywood if you're not here.
Or just stand behind the chair.
Stand behind the chair.
Yes.
Exactly. I forgot.
That's okay.
Cut that off, please,
Imani. Okay, so the board. I guess we have talked about diversity in the board, and I'm just gonna say that. Okay, so we have 12 board members on the board, and we have one African American.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I just want to know how you feel about the fact that we are only represented 1% on the board.
Okay.
Does it make a difference, or do you think that we need to have more?
We need to have more, and being that I'm in the union, Local 706, I find that it's similar in ratio. So what I started doing was thinking a little bit out of the box from what Black people or African Americans do sometimes, and I said, okay, since we don't have any representation, what I need to do is get myself in areas to help so I can have a voice. If that means lobbying, if it means you have to go out to Sacramento to talk to your representatives, that's what we need to do. And that will help to segue you or segue any African American into being able to get on the board, because they don't know we're there, and we want to be heard.
Yes, and some of the choices that get made, we won't have an effect on that choice.
Exactly.
On how it's affecting us, on how it affects our culture, if we don't have that representation.
That's
there.
right.
Did you want to say anything concerning that?
Absolutely. With all of the evolution that's taken place, it's perfect timing. Change is happening. It's been overdue, but like I said, I see change happening, and it's a good thing, and I think it's going to continue to happen. So what I love most is that Beyond the Combs Academy, as you will learn as we talk about this more, we are preparing the next generation and us to make those changes, be involved in the legislation, making sure that the education is there, the professionalism, the etiquette. So that's where Beyond the Combs Academy comes in. And so, we have to be. And like I said, just seeing the changes, the shift that has happened most recently in us being on boards from the Academy Awards, the Grammys, and different legislation across the board, not just the industry. So it's happening. It's our job now, all of our jobs, to keep it moving forward.
And push for that change.
Absolutely. Oh no, we getting it done.
We're
not letting the foot off the gas.
We are not getting the foot off the
all
neck of
us,
America.
all of you too.
We got our foot on America's neck right now.
That's right.
I can't hear you say you can't breathe yet, though. I'm just kidding. Okay, so what advice would you give someone that's coming into the business as a cosmetologist, as a barber, as a nail tech? What type of advice would you give them to keep some longevity and to be successful in it?
Well, when I came here, one of the things that I did, like I mentioned, I used to have a salon. My mom also was a hairstylist. I'm thankful for that. I learned everything I could from her, and I use it today a lot that she taught me. And I'll tell people to get a mentor. Learn as much as you can. Work. Even when I moved here, I became an assistant in Beverly Hills. I made probably 1% of what I used to make, but you know what? It paid off, and it's continuing to pay off, because I'll also say that be a student. Always be a student. Learn as much as you can from whoever it is, even if it's from a baby. Just learn whatever you can. And don't ever stop. There are times when you can't, you feel like, okay, I don't know, I can't learn black hair. I'll say it like that. Because in the beauty books in beauty school, we only have one chapter of textured hair. They call it textured hair now. I call it black
diversity.
Hair. Okay, diversity.
Diversity.
So there's, okay. I'm from the South. I say whatever. Black. Okay, y'all? All right, so, but there was only one chapter. Even for African Americans that didn't have a mom that did hair. Even though you have your own hair, you still don't know how to do hair when you get out.
Exactly.
So get under somebody, and learn how to do do what you want to do. Yeah, learn a specialty.
Okay.
As well.
Definitely, I agree.
Yes.
Okay, so just tell me how you got into this business. What? I know you said your mom did hair, but what was the final leverage that say, okay, I want to go get my cosmetology license? I know for me, I was a little child doing hair, so I knew eventually I was just, gonna be doing hair. But
Yeah, most
how
people,
did you
that's
start?
their story.
Okay, so
I
it started with you as a child.
No.
Oh no.
No, it didn't
No,
start
it
that
didn't
way
start
for
as
me.
a child.
Oh my gosh, I wanted to be an architect. I went to high school for engineering. And my parents, nobody's educated. Nobody has a degree. So they were all had a trade. My mom said, I don't care what you do, you got to go get a trade first. It's like, no, I do not want to. But then they made me because they said, we can't afford to pay for your college. So it's just old school. It was the way that they were, and they wanted, they wanted me to have something under my belt first. And to this day, I'm very glad that they did, because I love it. I love doing hair. I used to manage my mom's salon.
Did you ever venture off from it?
No.
You didn't?
Yes, I did a little bit, because I said, okay, if I can't go be an architect. Let me try to be a pharmacist at Texas Southern, and then that's when I got pregnant, because I really not be a pharmacist, but kind of in that lane. I wanted to go to college no matter what.
Right.
But I probably have enough education to have 4 degrees. So I feel like I do have my college degree. I sent my kids to school. That was good enough. So, but I enjoyed once I got pregnant. I said there's really nothing that I can do that would give me the time to be able to spend with my kid.
Yes, it's a lot of freedom in here. I love it.
And it really did, and it was so good to where even when I was breastfeeding, my breast became functional to where I would breastfeed, and then they would stop, and then when it was time
for me to go to the shop,
yes,
come back.
It was like there's nothing else that I could do. So it worked. It worked. So. I opened my own salon at 19. My mom closed hers, and I opened mine. And
same spot?
No, it was down the street. But my dad was my receptionist. My mom worked there. My sister worked there, and I had 12 other hairstylists. And in the 10 years I was there, they all stayed. And I tell that story because a lot of people don't realize that when you work as a team, and when you care about your employees, that's what makes all the difference. A lot of people always say your clients or your customers come first, but not to me. Even at 19, my customers were not the first. It was my employees. And if I took care of them and made them happy, my customers would also be happy. Also, when I had my salon, my dad was my receptionist, as I said, and then at that time, booth rent was big. So I never used my booth rent to pay bills. Being a black salon owner, I taught my employees how to sell the products, sell the inventory. And that's huge. I say that because we as black hairstylists do not want to sell the products, because it's a difference, because Caucasian salons, they do their hair every day, whereas we don't. So when we're selling shampoos, we feel that we're losing clients. We're not losing clients. We're really gaining a client because they're gaining trust in us. So all of my inventory money paid for everything in the salon.
Wow! So your inventory covered the overhead.
Covered everything. My utilities, my overhead, my employees I had, which was my dad. He wanted some money. It paid for everything. And I tell people to really.
So retailing is definitely the way to go.
Retailing is the way to go. Okay. It really is. Yeah.
Y'all hear that out there? You hear from Ms. Rhonda?
Business 101.
Yes, Business 101. So, Miss Rhonda,
Yes.
tell me about the Beyond the Combs Academy. I'm so excited, you guys. She has recruited me on.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
excited.
I want to thank you for being a part of it.
Yes,
You're
I'm so
beyond
excited.
the chair. Oh my gosh. I'll first say beyond the chair. I was so glad when I heard the word beyond the chair because it represents who we are. So beyond the chair, beyond
We're
the
so
comb.
much more than the chair, y'all.
Yes, yes. And then you came, and then I came. I'm beyond the combs.
Yes.
It started about 11 years ago when I wrote my book, Beyond the Combs, A Celebrity Hairstylist Guide to Success. And when writing that book, I wrote it celebrity hairstylist. And a lot of people say, oh, why did you put celebrity hairstylist? And I had to say because we are celebrity hairstylists that work in TV and film, that work on TV shows for 8 months, 10 months, 6 months. And we do these people, these actors, these actors every day.
Yes.
We're with them. We're basically their best friends. They have no friends. We're their best friends. They don't have anybody. But we're there 16 hours a day. They go home to their families, and they have to come and look at us again. Mm-hmm. So we do celebrities' hair. And so many people would ask me how to get on sets, because they see us sitting in a chair in front of a monitor doing absolutely nothing. They feel, and they want to do it too. But you know what? We are doing things. We're looking at every strand of hair
on the camera. Yes,
on the camera.
Lunch.
But before that, we had to prepare them and get them ready at 3 and 4 in the morning when everybody else was asleep. And so Beyond the Combs Academy wanted to help prepare, first of all, bring diversity into onto the sets. We, many of you all that follow Hollywood, we have people such as Yvette Nicole. I'll say these names because they have made it known. People like Gabrielle Union, Lisa Ray, and Halle Berry. They've made it known that there aren't any African Americans in the trailers doing their hair and makeup, but that's not true. What it is that it's very few of us. And it is hard to get into the union, but it can happen. I'm not going to say to change the criteria. I sit on the board of trustees. I am also the president of the Haircraft. I'm the Haircraft president, which means I bring education, or I teach education to the hairstylists. When I do have my Haircraft meetings, there are only maybe 10% that are black that come to them, that are at the meetings, because it's not that many of us.
And that's an open public meeting?
It's for union only.
Union open public meeting.
Yes. The percentage is just very low, and I tell people, it's unfortunate that it's not that many, but if you're driven, you'll get there, because when I came here, I had no idea what the union was from Houston. I wasn't even trying to get into the union. Some people ask me, okay, how do I get an actor? Get to do an actor, and they may live in Palos Verdes. I say, well, you can't. They're not coming all the way out there. So you know what? You have to venture this way. Come venture to Beverly Hills, to West LA. It's just real. That's where they are. Or to the Valley. They're not coming your way to Fullerton or Riverside. I'm sorry.
Corona.
But I've heard so many stories in there. So, you got to work in the areas where the celebrities are. And being said that, and hearing and asking, and people asking me the questions of how to get in, I decided to open a school, Beyond the Combs Academy, to help prepare people to get into this industry. And it's not just for hairstylists, it's also for makeup artists. I'll just say, I'm honest about makeup artists. When you do black skin, you gray them many, and I'm going to say it. Whoever don't like me for
Please
it, fine.
say it. Please say it. We have not been represented.
We're not represented well. And I'll say, like Andre Brower, where are you, Andre? I use him because he's a darker skinned man. And on Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I used to run behind the DP and the lighting crew to make sure that he was lit well. And many people didn't know that that's what I was doing it for. But because of his makeup looking gray,
charcoal,
I made sure that he looked good in the camera, and I would always and the DP being very professional, he respected me for it. But
thank you for that.
A lot of people don't know to do that.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. No, so and we have to teach that to our people. When you come onto a set and when you want to work in Hollywood, it's not business as usual. It's not like working behind a chair. It's totally different. So you can't learn it unless you're there. And with Beyond the Combs, everybody that will be teaching is from the union. This is probably the first ever that I've heard of a school that will be teaching you how to prepare you for Hollywood, where everybody is IOPSI members, part of a union. As I mentioned, it's hair, makeup, wardrobe, stunts, as well as still photographers that will be teaching, along with other classes, continuing education classes for hair, makeup, wardrobe, and stunts. The stunt people, a lot of athletes that graduated from college or graduated from high school don't realize that they can also be stunt performers, and most of them that are on that work, they make a lot of money.
Lots.
They make a lot.
So we just putting it out there, y'all.
Money. It is amazing. They get
Everybody's
residuals.
not gonna be in NFL or NBA.
Right, and the reason why we call performers is because they're actors, so they
Absolutely.
get residuals like regular actors.
And this
Maybe
is
I
an
should
area
change.
too that has not been privy
Right.
to people that look like me.
Yes.
So we need y'all out there that's interested. Come to the
there.
academy. Come and get hooked up. I mean, there's no guarantee that you're gonna be in the union, but you're gonna meet some union people.
Right. And like Ms. Rhonda said, if you're driven and you're focused, you can do it.
Yes.
That's the mindset we want to prepare you for at Beyond the Combs Academy.
Yes, and being in the space with others that are like-minded, like you are, will help as well. We're not saying that you can get connected into the union, but there are always other jobs that come our way, being that there are so many other platforms, Amazon, Hulu, Bounce, BET, Fox, commercials, photo shoots. You never know. Non-union people do work.
Yes, they do. That's why I want to throw that out there. It is a non-union. Can you explain that to us? Union job and a non-union job? Because a lot of people are not familiar. They think that if I am going to work in the industry that I have to be a union person. Can you let them know that it is non-union shops?
Plenty of work.
As well?
There's plenty. There is, just like Jeannie said. Thank you, Jeannie. There are commercials that are non-union. I think one of there are videos, music videos. I think I worked on one when I first got it. I wasn't even in the union. I worked on a Snoop Dogg. Ooh, oh my gosh. There was so much
Telling
fun.
everybody in Houston about that.
Yes, it was so much fun, but it was a non-union.
See?
And so you can get hooked up with people. And in my book, one of my kids laugh at me because I always say, building relationships go much further than how well you do hair, makeup, wardrobe, finance, whatever you do in life.
Mm-hmm.
Building the right relationships. And when you come to this academy and you build good relationships with your instructors, they may remember you. Mm-hmm. And if somebody call and say, hey, do you have a hairstylist? We get calls all the time. Not as many as some non-union, but we get a lot of calls, and we get a lot of good calls that we can help segue people that are from our academy over to those non-union to start building your days and building your hours to prepare you for the union. Yeah.
As well as bringing diversity.
Yes. Oh, and another thing. What diversity.
You got me want to open up
baby.
Club Diversity.
Yes.
Watch it.
So you know, the academy is at 4310 Crenshaw Boulevard in the heart of Leimert Park.
Yes.
And everybody that will be teaching, all the instructors are Black. Okay, I'll say not just Black.
No, not just
They're
Black.
of color. Most of them, when I first started, they were. But I thought of, you know, like Harvard University or Los Angeles Community College. When those schools first started, we were taught by other races. And I think that it's important that now, with the way things are, and let's let people know that we know stuff too, you know, and
we're able to educate.
We've
been doing
very
it, though.
gifted. We have been, yes, we taught everybody.
Since the beginning, we built
My
and taught.
grandmother.
Yes.
My grandmother taught
Nurtured.
people how to wash dishes, how to clean their clothes. We teach everything.
Yeah.
So we're out here and we're going to teach how to do our hair. We have people that will teach how to do their hair. You know, everybody, this is unity now, you know. Let's learn how to do Black hair. Let's learn how to do white hair. You learn all of that. You'll learn editorial. You'll learn so many good classes. You have to come. I'm trying to get some of the top people. Sam Fine, if you out there, you coming. You're going to teach a class for me, okay?
So give them your links, how they can get in touch with you,
Jenny.
how they can find the school.
Absolutely.
Jenny has been doing
If
it.
you are a licensed stylist, definitely we want to see you, and if you're not, we can teach you that as well. Like Rhonda, the founder of Beyond the Combs Academy, said, if you're licensed or not, we will teach you what you need to do. So you can log on to beyondthecombs.academy.
Wait, can I say for a second? License or not, they think that they can come to the beauty school and
No,
be
but
licensed.
if they hit the website or call, you can also give them information on what they need to do to be there.
Don't say not, because they think now license means they
Okay, edit.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay,
That's
he got
all.
it. Y'all
Okay,
just talk.
He got it.
Okay.
Yeah, just license. Hairstylist.
Pick up.
Licensed hairstylists, barbers, and then the other people.
Okay.
Are not licensed.
Edit, pick up. All right.
Yeah, we ready. Armani got us. I'm
Yeah,
not worried about
slice
nothing.
up everything.
If you are a licensed stylist, barber, and ready to take your career and your brand to the next level, Beyond the Combs Academy is for you. All you got to do, classes will be starting soon, so log on now to beyondthecombs.academy or social media at Beyond the Combs Academy. Look forward to seeing you. If you're passionate about styling, hair, makeup, barbering, like the founder, Ms. Rhonda, said, we are also doing courses in still photography, stunts, and wardrobe, and we'll have a host of other featured people in the industry that will instruct you on what you want to do to take you higher. This is the academy for you. Beyond the Combs Academy, the Hollywood course. So we'll see you soon.
Yes, y'all.
Yes.
And I'll be there, so y'all come and check us out.
Yes.
We're ready to take it to a different level, y'all. This hair
Yes, because you'll
industry.
be teaching. What classes are you teaching?
I'll be doing the individual classes. I'll be
Yes.
doing crochet, how to crochet.
Whoa,
I'll be doing products that we should use on the hair. And techniques that you can use to style natural hair. So I know that's a big thing right now.
Oh, now it's hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we're
definitely,
in,
because
right.
it's- yes.
Now we're in.
Curly and coily.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yes. No longer straight and yeah, that's okay. But
The braids.
You still cute.
yes. But see, that's what I like about black hair.
That's right.
It's magic.
We got
do so many
options.
Whatever
I
you
can
want
be
to
kinky
do.
and curly though.
Yep, and then tomorrow be
And then
straight.
tomorrow be straight.
Braid it. All of it.
Exactly. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So come check us out, y'all.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes, no problem.
Oh,
See you
this
at
is
Beyond the
fun.
Poems Academy,
See
the
ya.
Hollywood course.
Oh, the classes will begin in mid-August. Yes.
Oh, I was waiting for
The
that date,
open
y'all.
house
Okay.
is August 8th, and the classes will begin August 15th.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.